But like, let's say it has like 120 calories.
Yeah.
Then you gotta be
Then
like,
you're fucked.
yeah,
Well, 120
yeah.
doesn't
Then
even
you gotta,
sound that bad. Like
no, it doesn't.
like if you just have it like once like a week, like that's kind of like
Yeah,
a regular soda, right? Like if you drink like a
yeah,
Coke or like
yeah,
a,
exactly.
yeah.
So that's why I try to. I shouldn't be drinking it at all, but I try to
Hmm.
have one every now and then.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I don't even have it weekly. Weekly max if I try to, but I save it for special occasions, like a really nice meal,
yeah,
or for like the weekend, or for like right now doing the podcast. You know.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say today is my weekend, so today is my Friday.
Yeah.
So um I'm kind of
Exactly. So
I'm
I treat it like
yeah.
I treat it like alcohol because I don't drink alcohol, right?
Hmm.
So I would drink it on an occasion where I would normally drink alcohol to celebrate or do something fun.
Yeah,
Is when I would all drink one of these sodas.
yeah, but like yeah, you drink it like, you know, every now and then. Like
Yeah.
you can't just not ever drink like unhealthy
No, it
stuff
just yeah,
or
it
even
would
eat.
suck.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
but yeah, I
It's funny
totally
'cause
get it.
actually we'll get into it when we start talking a little bit more. But I just
Yeah,
want to ask some questions about lifestyles and shit, and we'll see.
lifestyles. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, it we're unmuted, so we're that
Yeah, I heard of that.
was. Can you hear if the audio is like okay on your end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you sound fine. Go ahead, keep talking.
Let's see. What can I talk about? Feel tired again. Today is my Friday. Been working like there's usually some days that like I'll finish a little bit faster than usual, and I'll tell my boss, I'll be like, hey, can I leave like an hour or two early? And she'll be
Yeah, you
like,
sound fine. You sound fine.
yeah, she'll be like, yeah, yeah, go ahead, take off. But these past 2 weeks I've been actually working the whole 8 hours. So
Damn, you're like tired.
I'm pretty tired. Yeah, it's been picking up at the cafe, so you know, been locking in mostly. Like
Yeah.
I've explained to you, right? Like how my mind kind of
Yeah, you just like
shifts.
you go into worker mode.
Yeah, and it's like I took a picture today, I'll show it to you, of all the orders that came in the span of like an hour. And I saw them today and I'm like, oh shit, like I can kind of describe this hour in just these receipts, right? And
Oh damn.
I've explained to you like how in my mind like an order comes in as like a block. So think of it as Tetris, like a Tetris block.
Yeah.
That's an order, and as they come, they like start stacking on top of each other. But then there's things that I can interject in between each order if they're simple and fast enough. So if it's like a plain coffee, like nothing in it, no milk, no sugar, I can interject it in between like a food order and then do that and then resume into the other orders.
Yeah.
So I'll try to draw it out sometime because it's kind of hard to explain just by, you know, talking. But it's like I'm looking at like a fucking graph, and I'm like making this graph as the orders come in, and the graph is constantly changing and stuff. It's weird. It's weird. I can't explain it, but that's how I go when I like lock into work.
Yeah, you're
But
like,
yeah.
yeah, dude, it sounds I know it's not the same, but
By the way, we're back. Hello, I'm Shenjo. That's Cloudo. Haven't
Yo.
streamed haven't streamed in a while.
Months.
Been busy. But yeah, we're back. We got some weird stories. I thought I was gonna have to dig into like months worth of stories that I haven't read upon to come up with weird shit, but this week alone has had some of the wildest, craziest weird stories.
Yeah, stuff has just been happening, huh?
Yeah, and so we got a couple of stories for you guys. We still don't have a name for the podcast, right, Cloud? We were trying to come up with something.
Yeah, we've been working on the
Mhm.
name. So we have the name of the episode, which is Feats for Sale.
So would you sell your feet pics, Cloud? There's a mark.
If somebody wanted them.
There's somebody, if somebody wants them.
Yeah, if somebody wanted them, I would. Like,
Okay, and
money's
so
tight, bro. I would gladly sell my feet pics.
so what's the price?
I'm kind of cheap. Like, for
like
one photo.
Big Mac meal.
Yeah. So like one.
I would
let's
do
say
it
you're
for a
like,
Big Mac meal, to be honest.
Yeah. If someone's like, so like it's per feet also. So like if you want a photo and you're like,
What about per
I
toe?
want one picture. I'll give you a discount. I'll do per feet. But it's like, look, it's like $10 per feet. So one picture, one
That's
foot in
cheap.
it, that's $10, right? But let's say you want both feet in the photo, then I'll give you a discount. One photo, 2 feet, that's $15. You want me to like spread my toes? And then it gets a bit more expensive. You know, you want me to do stuff like that? Like you're like, oh, I wiggle them toes or something. If you want like a video, then that's like $20. You know, for like a 5-second video of you wiggling my toes.
Spread them.
Yeah, you know.
Can you?
I'll be negotiating.
Can you do that? Can you spread them? I think I can. I don't think I've actively like looked at my feet and like spread them.
No,
But I mean like.
look at my.
Yeah.
The way I look at my feet, they're kind of nice. Maybe I could sell. Like if I take care of my nails, if I like trim my nails, get a nice
yeah. I've seen your feet; they are nice.
Shut the fuck up.
but I haven't seen them spread, so.
Yeah, I can't spread them, but I mean I can always do those. You know those things? You know things they use to paint your nails that you put in between your feet to
Oh yeah. Like they look like you put marshmallows in between your toes.
Yeah, that's I'll wear those shits,
bro. But yeah, a story that I came up on this week has
the name will make sense later when we go through our stories.
It's crazy, and the other story is equally as weird. So yeah, so I was gonna tell you, Cloud, because we've been talking with Cloud about the podcast for a while now, and just general chat about it, right? But I think one of my goals for this podcast is to give the audience something to talk about, or something to weird them out, like something that they can bring up to somebody that they know and tell them this story.
Have you heard this?
Yeah, because these stories don't get covered, in they don't get covered in big news. Like you can probably see them like on some TikTok shorts or whatever.
Yeah, but
they're so fresh news, fresh weird news of the week, that, well, I mean, a TikToker can probably like come up with a video so quick and post it right there and then. But yeah, these stories are probably less than a week old. So I was telling one to my coworker recently, and they couldn't believe, they couldn't believe it because it's just so weird. Like,
yeah, they're like trippy stories. So hopefully they're entertaining for folks listening.
Yeah,
and like you said, it's like a story they want to go tell their coworkers or something like that.
Because when I was reading it, even reading like the headline of the news article, I was like, tough. Like just the headline sounds weird as fuck, and then once you go into the lore of it, it gets even more fucked. So yeah. But you have some stories for us too, or
we have like I have just like another thing we want to talk about is just kind of like, I would say semi-recent stories.
Yeah,
things that we just found interesting, that it doesn't always have to be like
it doesn't have to be weird or paranormal.
Weird.
Or yeah.
Yeah, and then thankfully, Schwenjo here said I can talk about Magic the Gathering if I wanted to, because there's been a lot of like Magic the Gathering
There's
news.
always a lot of MTG going on, and
Yeah,
I want to learn how to play MTG, and yeah, I'll let you take it away.
yeah. So I guess you guys kind of heard us yip yapping a little bit. That's basically the intro. We have stories for you guys, a little bit of like current news, and it won't. We probably won't have games in the background like we're used to. No, like Marvel Snap or anything like that. We're
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah, we're
we
gonna
both still play
concentrate.
Snap. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not something we play heavily as like we used to,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Maybe occasionally Shrenjo here will stream it if he wants to. But it's not our main focus. We're not gonna be a Marvel Snap podcast, right? If we
Yeah,
play games, we all play games, But
it was cool during the time that we did it. Like,
yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, but
yeah.
the game has not really been. It's okay. The game has not been as enjoyable as it used to be,
Mhm.
so it's kind of hard to for us who don't play it as much to kind of be a podcast about Marvel Snap,
Yeah,
right?
I also think some of the stories that like that we're gonna talk about like require a certain amount of attention, like,
And focus,
and
yeah,
focus.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to be playing a game and then trying to explain the
talking about these
story.
stories,
Yeah, so I
yeah,
think we're gonna um dedicate our full attention to these stories and you know tell them to you guys as best as possible.
yeah. So we're pretty much locking in and as a full on podcast, not
Mhm.
not a gaming and chatting kind of stream. Um, so yeah, we do have some, like I said, we have some recent news. I don't know if do you have any like recent news that you personally want to talk about, or you want me to go ahead and start with mine?
I'll let you talk about yours.
Okay, so the first one, uh, I think we talked about this, and this was a while ago. We talked about Valkyrie, Senna, and Emiru getting like stalked. I think in Santa Monica, and in that weird fan running up to them and asking for their phone number, and then when they said no, he got mad and he was like threatening them. Essentially, he was like, "Oh, what if I just kill you now?" Um,
Yeah,
so
you
that
were
was
telling
already
me
a
about
couple
it.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not the one I want to talk about, but I wanted to kind of piggyback off of that because we all know about that. Um, Obviously, the cops are called, and the girls, had to end they were doing like a subathon, and they had to end that because obviously they were scared and everything.
Mhm.
Um, and they came out and had a message, but there's another streamer named Peach Jars, and she recently essentially got back at her stalker. She's had a stalker that's been stalking her for like about 4 to 5 years,
Damn.
and she finally decided to do something about it, and she decided to stalk him back. So she like found out where he lives, where
Yeah.
he works.
She she was
She
she was
calls.
basically like, hold my beer, I'll show you how to stalk.
Yeah, exactly. And she was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna sit here and just let you do this and be scared of you and all that."
Yeah.
So she called. I guess she got a hold of where he works and got him fired. And then apparently he was living with his parents. So she called his parents and said, "Hey, your son has been stalking me. Here are the voice messages he's left me. Here's everything he's been doing." So his parents kicked him out of the house he was living in. So she basically, and then she went and posted a video telling people like, "Hey, this is what my stalker's been doing. I got him back. I'm not even scared of him. He's like a little." She called him a class pet now. She's
Mhm.
like, "I'm not even gonna block him so he can see this video." So
Yeah.
honestly, people are giving her shit, being like, "Oh, well, now he has nothing to lose, so he's gonna come after you, and you're gonna end up dead." People are kind of giving her shit for doing it, being
Yeah.
like, two wrongs don't make a right. Um, but I don't know. Like, I'm glad that she fucking stood up for herself.
Yeah, that's
Like,
cool.
what else is she supposed to do?
Yeah, I think I was telling you about a similar story where like this YouTuber celebrity, like, you know, not exactly like, you know, like a movie star or anything. They're just famous on YouTube.
Mhm.
But they would get
Yeah.
like crazy messages from fans, and so she would kind of turn the tables on them and find their parents and then send them like the messages that they were sending to
Oh,
her.
wow.
And
Yeah.
then, you know, yeah. But I feel like you said, like I was telling you that that girl, what is it, Peach?
Peach jar. Yeah.
Shout out to Peach Jar. Yeah, she like she 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 upped it, right? Like she one up the stalker.
Yeah. She said, "All right." Yeah. Yeah. She's like, "Let me fight back."
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, and there's just a lot more of this happening with a lot of like women streamers. Like, obviously, I just mentioned that Emiru, Senna, and Valkyrie got stalked while they were out. The stuff with Peach Jar, and then sadly, we heard about the Japanese streamer who was doing an in real life stream
Yeah,
who
that's the
got
big
stalked by a fan, and
that's the big
and
news.
he stabbed her. Yeah, and
Yeah,
she
it's crazy.
so it's really messed up that like we're seeing a lot of these streamers no longer want to do in real life streams or like vlogs out and about because
Yeah,
they kind of dox themselves, right? And then you have all these stream snipers coming out to me like, "Oh, I know where you're at. Let me go stream snipe you."
yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of sucks that that's the case. And in this, moving on from that story, but in the similar realm, there was this other streamer. I'm not too familiar with her. I think
Uh-huh.
she plays Valorant,
Okay.
but she was streaming, and some dudes broke into her house to like steal her car, and they were like trying to get her to give up her keys so they can steal her car.
Like, what the fuck? You're gonna bust into somebody's house and just be like, you know, give me them keys.
Yeah, like yeah, pretty much. And there's like video of her security cam where you can see them like breaking the door down, like breaking the
Uh-huh.
glass and breaking the door down.
But that's weird. That because it sounds like the other two like stories are mainly towards like the streamer themselves, but this one, it was like they were trying to rob her of her like things.
Yeah,
Like
it looks
like
like
they
this one was.
they could have
Uh,
they could have
Go ahead.
busted into anybody's home and done the same thing. They
Yeah.
they
So
didn't
we're
have
not
to
sure if
be a
this one
streamer.
was
Yeah.
like. Yeah, we're not sure that she was targeted because she's a streamer or not.
Uh-huh. Or it was
Um,
just like a coincidence that like
Yeah, it was just a coincidence
she
that they just
she
found a
was
fancy house.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me
Yeah.
of well, I mean, there's
Yeah.
like there's like so many movies of like home intruders, but
Yeah.
I feel like moving on from like this like streaming like stuff getting like, you know, being like the norm, like being normal. Like
Yeah.
there's probably gonna be movies about that, which I think already
Yeah, and I'm sure there probably already are where streamers can, like,
there's probably
you know,
already like movies like
yeah. And I've even seen like episodes on like I like watching a lot of like crime.
true
It's
crime.
fake fantasy, but crime like TV shows like Criminal Minds,
Uh-huh.
Law and Order, shows like that. I've
Yeah.
and I've already seen episodes where like it's famous streamers being like
Stuff like that.
stalked or broken into or robbed or murdered or stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it has been happening long enough that there are already fictional stories about it.
Yeah. Like I mean, like streaming has been around for years, so like
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah.
Um, let's see. So yeah, those were mostly my current news.
Did
It
you
was just a lot of
want to talk about
similar.
the MTG news?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I know we talked about Final Fantasy, but I wasn't sure that we never talked
Some
about Final Fantasy on
somebody
stream.
somebody busted into a MTG player's home and demanded their deck or something.
Yeah, no, imagine. No, but we've been knowing that they were gonna do a collaboration with Final Fantasy, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
finally
Yeah.
they finally mentioned the release date, so that'll be in June. We're gonna get commander deck that includes Cloud, uh, Titus or Titus from Final Fantasy VII, however you want to say it.
Titus. That's how I
Titus,
pronounce it.
Tinnitus.
Big, big Titus. No, but
Oh
just
man.
just to interject right here, but I was planning to buy one of the, what is it, like collector's booster box.
Yeah.
You know, the booster box, how many packs does it have in it? Like 12?
Yeah. No, it used to be 10. Now it's
Oh, is it less? Yeah, yeah. But the
8.
the
Oh, yeah.
collector's box is going for like 600 plus.
Yeah.
But from what I've
Yeah.
heard,
You're talking about the collector booster box,
the
not the
box.
not the collection bundle, the box.
Oh,
So
there's a bundle too.
yeah, so the
Uh-huh.
just a quick, like, I guess, in case people don't know Magic.
Yeah.
So if you know basic card games, right, you can buy a booster box that comes with usually like 50 packs, right? Like Pokemon, it comes with like 50 packs or something
Yeah,
like that.
I believe the Pokemon ones come with 32. So 16
Yeah,
on one
okay, there you
side.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you buy a box and you get all the packs. Magic
Yeah.
the Gathering had the same thing. For the longest time, they've had two versions. Three
Huh?
versions, actually. It was draft boosters, set boosters, and something called collector's boosters.
Why?
Now,
That's kind of why I don't like Magic, is they overcomplicate.
it was a little confusing. So they
Yeah.
changed it early last year to now it's just play boosters and collector's boosters.
Okay.
So now it's a bit easier to understand. Collector's boosters, one pack usually costs anywhere between 20 to 30, $40, because that's where like all the crazy chase, like every card in that pack is already a foil, so holographic no matter what.
Yeah.
But those packs are usually where you get like the crazy textures, the crazy full arts, the
So they're
art raring, yeah,
so they're
the signature
basically
card,
locked behind like a paywall.
a really big paywall. Yeah, you can't just buy a play booster and get one of these crazy cards.
But
So
it's
like,
it it's not like
they're like god
Pokemon,
packs.
right? Yeah.
No,
But
it's not. They're like god packs, but you have to pay for the god pack price.
yeah, but in Pokemon, like you can buy a pack from off of like a single pack, right? Like a blister pack, and
Yeah.
still have the chance to pull one of those like crazy.
Like you can buy one regular pack and you can get the most expensive card, right? Like the
But
Charizard.
but in Magic, you need to actually buy those like more expensive,
Collector boosters.
yeah, to get a chance. So you know
Yeah.
that if you're gonna buy one of the other ones, the ones that don't have them, like there's not even a chance to get them in there, right? Like there's no way of
Yeah,
getting
exactly. So
them. Yeah.
the play boosters of regular packs do
Yeah.
have chase cards. They do have cards that are like, mythicals that are
Yeah,
worth
yeah.
money.
But
But
then
usually, the most expensive card in a
Yeah.
play booster, most recently, is anywhere between like $50 to $70, max 100.
but they're not gonna have the signature cloud,
Yeah,
naked
it's very,
cloud, rare.
yeah. So it's nothing like that. It's not like the signature card or the full art, or
Yeah.
in using Pokemon terms.
I mean, you would
Um,
buy that cloud, right? Like a card where Cloud is naked and he's only being covered by his Buster sword.
Yeah, who's to say I don't already own something like that?
like if Magic were to, do that, then I'll be like, all right, take my money, take all of it.
Take my money. So to go back, Ranger was saying that he wants to buy a collector's booster box, and
'Cause
that only
that's-
counts with about
That's where
Yeah,
all
it
the
comes
good
about
stuff
12
is at,
packs.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about 12 packs for, like he said, like $600, something insane.
I would drop it.
Um,
I would drop 600 for that.
yeah, because some of those chase cards are gonna be mad money.
Yeah,
Mad.
especially if it's Final Fantasy, like it already has a huge following on its own.
Yeah.
And then if it's a collab with MTG, like fuck me.
Yeah, because even the commander decks, the pre-made commander decks,
Uh-huh.
are going for a lot. Like they're going for like $75.
Yep.
The cloud one now is worth 150. So good thing I pre-ordered mine at the $70 mark.
Mm.
Um,
So they've been going up in
so yeah,
price.
they've been going up in price.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here it is. Oh yeah, here it is. The collector booster box, $610.
I can still. I'll buy it. I'll buy it right now. I'll buy it on stream.
Yeah.
If I buy it for the podcast and I crack it open for the podcast, I can write it off as a business expense, right?
As a business expense, correct.
And then whatever card I pull, let's say I pull like a, naked rarity Sephiroth, I just get to keep that or even sell it, right, for a profit.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, Sephiroth would be a little bit trickier because his sword is thin, so it doesn't cover up as much.
But it's long. So what if Sephiroth isn't thick? What if he's just long?
So wait, do you think that Sephiroth's like naked rarity card is like longer than the other like cards in the set?
No, his dick is like a snake. It just like twirls on itself.
But his sword doesn't do that. His sword is straight like,
Yeah, so it'll get cut off. It'll like roll off the border.
No, I don't think you can cut off Sephiroth's sword. I think you make the card longer. So let's say that a normal card is like.
Oh, you know what? How they do it? They've done it before. There's been
4 cards in one.
Yeah, 4 cards. Like you have to connect them. They did this angel card. I actually have it. I own both of them.
Yeah, Pokemon does
so
it too.
On one side there's like you have 2 different angels, and then you can fuse them together, and then you flip the cards and you combine them, and they make this giant jumbo Magic the Gathering card.
So I'm looking at a regular card right now. It's about I'm gonna say it's about 3 inches, maybe 3.5. But for Sephiroth, I think Magic should just say fuck it and just make like a 7-inch card. So like if somebody's playing a deck and you see them like put it down on the table, and one card is like longer than the other, you'll be like, oh, that's a Sephiroth right there.
You could tell, yeah,
because it's longer. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, I know Magic has so many other collabs coming. Coming in the future.
Plenty.
Yeah. If there's a Monster Hunter collab with Magic the Gathering, then
I can see them doing it because they did a Warhammer one and they did a Godzilla one. They do big monsters.
Then I'm fucked.
Yeah, you are.
All my life savings will disappear.
Dude, even I would want to buy some of the what you would call it, some of the Monster Hunter cards if they did that.
Yeah, because Monster Hunter had they had a card game back in the days, the year 2000s, early 2000s, and it's so hard to find those cards now. So, yo, what is up, Second? Damn, this guy's alive. What's up, Second? How are you? Yeah, I'm back. I got a new mic, so I don't know if you guys can tell the difference in quality, but yeah, I got a new mic. It's working. Just been busy. Second, I hope everything is okay with you. Yeah, we're just shooting the shit with Cloud right here. But
yeah, what's up, Second? Yeah, we just chat. Just typical Magic the Gathering chat.
No tape face. No, that tape face is gone. Like I don't know, it you guys, well, Cloud and my other friend were telling me that my voice was super like low volume.
Yeah, you sounded really far away.
And so I just said like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get a mic because it's been getting annoying. So I just Yeah, no tape face, but yeah. Can you guys hear that, by the way?
Yeah, I hear your squeak toy.
I'll bring up the squeak toy in some other stream. But it's currently like a fidget toy at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, fidget toy.
Yeah,
All good, all
yeah.
good.
But yeah, thanks for stopping by, Second. We'll be doing weekly streams now with the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'll let you finish your MTG.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Final Fantasy stuff is coming out in June. I'm really hyped for it. We haven't seen too many cards. We've seen a few, but they haven't released everything, right? So we don't know who else is gonna be in the stuff. But
What is your chase?
anything from Final Fantasy 7 and 10.
Okay.
Like I really like. Oh my god.
Doesn't
bro.
matter.
So, let me just pull up. So when they announced it, pre-orders had already. Some of the pre-orders had dropped on.
What about if it's like a pixelated like wall, like in some random scene from Final Fantasy?
I'll take it. So I actually pre-ordered. So they do these starter kits where it comes with 2 starter decks for people to like learn.
Yeah.
But they do the theme. So it's Sephiroth versus Cloud decks. I pre-ordered 2 starter kits.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered the Cloud Commander deck, and I pre-ordered the bundle, the collector bundle. Not the one you want. It's the bundle that comes with 8 regular packs. It comes with like a dice. It comes with like an exclusive card.
Can I ask how much you dropped?
Yeah, I'll tell you. And I still plan to try to get more. I kind of want to buy a booster box.
How many?
But I'll probably have to wait.
How many feet picks did you have to sell?
I'm gonna have to sell a lot. spread toes and all. Let's see. So this was like 70.
Nah, not the spread toes.
40 plus 70. Let's see. So about $200 for all this.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's pre-order, so they don't charge me to a ship, so I have time to save up for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go opposite the spread toes, and I'm gonna go with the interlocking toes. So that's when you get both of your feet, and then you join them together.
That's gonna cost you more.
But you know, that's kind of like a prayer. So instead of like interlocking your hands, you interlock your feet and you pray to Sephiroth. I don't know
Sephiroth,
who's the god in Final Fantasy.
There's a lot of different gods. If you play you can say
who's the cutest god?
Shiva.
Okay.
Summon.
The wasn't so I don't remember a lot about Final Fantasy 7, but she's the decapitated alien head.
No, that's Sephiroth's mom.
Oh, I'm talking about his mom. Oh shit.
Yeah. She was like the ice goddess.
Oh, Shiva. Yeah, she's a summon.
Yeah. So that'll come out. The next set that's coming out that isn't like a collaboration is a set called Tarvak, I think. No, Tarkin, which is a dragon themed set. So I'm super excited for it.
That sounds fucking sick.
It looks hella cool, and I don't know if you can pull up pictures.
If you send them to me on the cord, I can bring them up.
Yeah, I'll put it. Can I put it in our chat then?
Yeah.
In Shrimp Talk? Yeah.
Sure.
I just sent him the lands look like.
Okay.
And they're fucking sick, dude. Like,
bring this up.
I'm excited. Like, if this is already what the lands look like art wise, I can imagine what like all the other stuff's gonna look like. And I like dragon decks, especially in Magic. Like, dragons have always been really strong. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring out. And you know, it's not a collaboration. It's actually part of like Magic the Gathering lore.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know when you got them up. when you're looking at them.
So it's a bunch of eyes at the moment.
Yeah, so they're dragon eyes. And inside the eye it has the mana symbol. So you have your plains, your islands, your swamps, your mountains, your forests.
They all look sick,
Like,
except
they're like
the
full art, yeah.
forest one. The forest one looks like a broccoli.
Yeah, because it's tree. It's supposed to be a tree.
Yeah. I get it.
But yeah, I really like the island one, the water one, because it actually looks like a part of the eye, you know.
Which one is the island one? The water.
The blue one.
The water.
The water one. Yeah.
Water drop. Yeah, that one. That one
But it
does
actually
make sense.
Yeah, it actually it looks more like a face, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Nice.
those are gonna come out. I'm excited for that too. So we'll see. We'll see what
But you
what else
haven't
comes out.
you haven't like pre-ordered stuff from that set, right?
No, I haven't. I usually don't pre-order stuff from standard sets because they're, knock on wood, usually very available.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I usually will just pre-order a pre-release box, and that comes with like 6 packs. I will try to go to a pre-release event for Final Fantasy. It's just hard to find local game stores that'll have it.
Yeah.
Now that one store we go to over there in LT, that has Magic the Gathering now, I'm gonna ask them if they're gonna have a pre-release event.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds cool. If you go, let me know. I'll if I can tag along. I'll, yeah. Because
that'd be cool.
there was also the pre-release event this weekend for the new Pokemon set.
Yeah.
I've only gone to 2 different pre-release events. One was for One Piece, and I think the other one was Pokemon one. But they're cool. Like, you know, they kind of set everybody on the same level, so you can only use the cards that you open.
Yeah, that you open. Yeah.
Nobody can bring like their fucking, you know, $200 like red Luffy deck or whatever and just wipe everybody out.
Yeah, I do like that. That's why I like pre-release events, because it's like, hey, you just have to build what you open.
Yeah. So that's cool.
I want to go do Union Arena
nice
pre-release events, because at that one card shop, apparently not a lot of people show up, so they have a lot of leftover stuff, and a lot of like the promo cards, they had a stack of them there, and they're like, oh, we couldn't give them away because nobody showed up. Only like 10 people showed up or 5 people showed up. Yeah, and I wanted to ask, like, can I have one? But it looks like, I mean, it sounds like the owner wants to just resell them online. And I was like, okay, I get it, but you have like a handful there, bro. They're supposed to be free for like people just to come out and play.
Yeah, you should have asked.
But yeah, so I'm gonna try to go to a Union Arena event because I really want to play that game. Like I've been buying like the Bleach cards, the Code Geass, even a little bit of the Jujutsu Kaisen, and the game looks pretty fun from like all the playing I've seen of it.
Yeah.
But cool. Not to drag on about fucking card games.
No. Yeah, I've had card games in my mind for, you know,
they're just
ever.
fun.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
Like I was telling you, there's like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days collection that came out on Switch, which ports.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't even 7. It's like 14 games that they ported from like the GBA era. It's either like GBA and DS, or just GBA, but it's 14 games ported onto the Switch. And when I was growing up, I was playing those games like, you know, because I was a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, so I played like 2 or 3 of them. So I haven't gotten the game yet, but it's so easy to, you know, get it for free on the, you know, internet. So, but Yeah, that came out, and I've been playing Marvel Snap every day. Maybe not religiously, but
Yeah.
I play it here and there. I was telling you that I bought some of the Gundam beta set.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I got
I
them.
really want to get some of those, but I kind of want to wait for English.
Yeah, I got them today.
I'm
So they're Japanese. Yeah, it's
Oh, you're gonna have to send
Japanese set.
pictures, bro.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures. But yeah, once that drops in English, like RIP,
Yeah, we're gonna go bananas.
RIP our wallets.
No, seriously, dude, that Gundam wing, that full art Gundam wing, is worth like $1,000 something.
The like crazy rainbow one, like the
Yes,
yeah.
the like prismatic full art Gundam wing is so good. It's so good, dude. I would cry if I pulled that.
What about the naked Gundam wing rare?
Oh, but that one's only worth like 200. What is the rarest card you've pulled that you can think of, like the most valuable card you pull in any game?
In anything? In anything, let me think. In anything, shit. I'm gonna have to come back to you in this one because it's a lot.
A lot.
But do you? I know that you've pulled like crazy.
Yeah,
like,
I can give you like my top 5 right now.
Yeah, go for it.
So, both shiny Charizards, from the last 2-3 years, from what is it, Hidden Faith? Both shiny Charizards from there. Charizard Rainbow VMAX and regular. Pikachu Rainbow, so Pikachu VMAX Rainbow. And that's all just from Pokemon. Those are probably like my biggest hitters from Pokemon.
Very gay.
And then I pulled,
Pikachu.
Yeah, and then I pulled the one ring from one solo pack, Magic the Gathering.
Insane.
Lord of the Ring.
Insane.
I literally, I was at MagicCon with my girlfriend. And we found a proof, and she was like, she bought like 7 packs, right? She was from different sets, looking for any Liliana cards. And I was all like, she's like, you're not gonna buy anything? I'm like, and I was like, I'll take one Lord of the Rings draft pack. Like, I was like, all right. I paid like
take
$7
your
like
finest pack that you have.
Yeah, and then we go back to our hotel room and we open all her packs and we don't get a single Liliana. And I go, oh, let me open my pack. Bam, the one ring, like a $50-$60 card, just like that. And I was like, oh, okay,
Insane.
Cool.
Insane.
Yeah. And I think those are my most recent years, probably my biggest hits. Obviously, a lot of them came from Pokemon.
Yeah.
I was pulling insane stuff on Pokemon. Like, I was just hitting stuff left and right for a while.
Yeah. I remember you sending pics of your hits, and they weren't. They were
dude,
insane.
like first when the Rainbow Pikachu came out, I got that in the first set of packs I bought. We went to Target and we bought, I think, like maybe 1 ETB booster, and that's like what, 8 packs?
Yeah.
Bam, Pikachu. I was like, oh, I'm done. I don't need to buy anymore from this set.
I'm done. That's sick. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited.
I definitely stayed away.
Yeah, I'm excited for MTG stuff coming up.
Dude, MTG Spider-Man. Real quick, MTG Spider-Man. Like once we get more info on that, but we already got like there's gonna be a Venom deck, obviously a Spider-Man deck. Once we see more of that, I know you guys are gonna go crazy for it.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah. And I'm probably gonna buy the starter decks for that, so that when you guys come over, you guys can play with those and learn how to play, and I can teach you how to play.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down.
And I was gonna say something about Pokemon real quick.
Sure.
It'll be my last bit of current news.
Is it the one that I was telling you about?
About the people fighting?
No. Okay, go for it.
No. So it's been happening a lot, where these scalpers will go buy out all the Pokemon cards the day they drop. They do it with One Piece also. They do the vending machines. They stock the vending machines, and they go and literally buy everything out of the vending machine, so they can go resell it at 8 times market value, 10 times market value. Like a booster pack MSRP should be $5, $6, but these fuckers will sell you a pack for like $30, right? Like the prismatic set, or blooming waters. So one of the most recent videos, it shows like a group of them. It was like maybe 15 of them outside of Costco fighting because they're mad at each other for taking the cards. And the video is really short. They show this one dude. Obviously, we won't show it because I know Twitch doesn't let you show fighting on stream. But the one dude throws a open hand swing slap, and then that breaks out the fight. And then that dude starts fighting like 3 guys. And then when he's trying to run away, this other dude comes running to him and does like a flying kick and hits him right in the chest and drops him to the floor. And when he hits him in the chest, bro, the dude that got hit, his shoe flies off. He got hit so hard, he like got kicked out of his shoes.
Just one shoe?
Just one shoe, and the socks was all rolled up and everything.
So if it's one shoe, he's okay. But if it's both shoes, then he's probably dead.
Yeah. No, it was just one shoe. He kept one shoe, and then he like got up and ran.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. And that, I mean, I got out of the Pokemon scene maybe about 2 years ago now. Just because it was starting to get really bad.
It sounds.
And I'm like, I just don't want to deal with that.
It sounds so funny. It's like you saying like, oh, I've been clean of Pokemon for the last 2 years.
I've been clean for Pokemon for the last 3 years.
Yeah,
and I still have a bunch of Pokemon left. So what I love to do has become my favorite thing to do.
Or you just like open your storage and you kind of like smell the cards for a bit. And you're just like.
I still look at some of my bigger collections, but my coworker, she has 2 kids and they're really young and they've just got into Pokemon and she's been watching Pokemon with them.
Yeah,
they're really cute. They're like Japanese, so she'll watch the Japanese. So we'll be talking about
Satoshi
Pokemon at work, and she's like, oh yeah, we're on the episode where like Satoshi has to let go of Butterfree.
Yeah.
And it's just cute to hear that. So what I do is I do little bundles of the cards I have. I bought binders for them, and I'll fill up the binders for them, and packs that I hadn't opened, I'll give it to her. Like, hey, I got them. This is for the birthday. This is for Christmas. She'll tell me how they're doing in school. So I'm like, oh, I the Halloween packs. I bought the bag of the Halloween packs, and I gave them to her, and I was like, hey, use these for whenever they do good at school. Give them like a pack. Like every time they do good on a test, you can give them a pack.
Yeah. Get them addicted. Start them out young.
She likes collecting too. So she has like her own little folder with them, and her favorite is Snorlax. One of the kids likes Charizard, Charmander, and the other one likes Piplup. So I'm always looking for Charmander. I told her, I was like, she picked a hard one to be a favorite of because it's really hard to find Charizard stuff that isn't like super expensive. But it's been easier to find Piplup stuff. But I still I gave her a Charizard. I had a Leon's Charizard and the Pokemon Go Charizard, which they're not worth too much. I had a regular Charizard V, which is maybe like a $15 card. So I gave her that. I was like, just like I said, get them started. So that's been my favorite thing to do is re-give back Pokemon to the children who it belongs to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my last little bit of news. Just the scalpers throwing down for Pokemon cards.
Well, I'll just piggyback off your story. And
you have a Pokemon story, right?
Pokemon what?
You have a Pokemon story?
Yeah. So it's the Cheetozard.
Oh, Cheetozard, that's right.
So if you guys don't know what the Cheetozard is, but it's this Cheeto chip, right? I think it's a flaming hot Cheeto that somebody pulled from there. It sounds so weird to say, like, somebody pulled it from their bag, but it's a Cheeto that looks like a Charizard. Like, it's in the shape of a Charizard. And I think this Cheetos art has been out there since like 2017, I'm gonna say, or 2019. So it's nothing
Uh-huh.
nothing new, but it's been out there. Somebody had it like encased in like a display case. They even made
Yeah, I
it,
saw pictures of it.
they made a custom like card background for it
Card backing.
that says
Yeah.
like Cheetos art. But it's been in the news lately because it sold for, what was it, like 70K,
Yeah, I was trying to
something like that.
find what it sold for, but I couldn't find it.
It was like 74,000, because I think it was
art auction. Yeah.
because I think it was either put on eBay or some other like auction website, but it sold
Oh,
for
87,000, $87,840.
$87,000
Yeah.
for a Cheeto. I'm not gonna lie, it does look like Charizard. If you squint your eyes, it looks like Charizard. But
No, it does. It does.
It does.
look like a
It
Charizard.
does. Yeah. It's got
It does.
like it's a
fucked up. It's fucked
it's
up how much it looks like a Charizard.
like, it's weird in the way that like the proportions of each part of the Cheeto kind of line up with the silhouette of a Charizard. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it says this here says there were 60 bids on it. The winning bid was 72,000 plus a buyer's premium. That's why the total ended up being 87 because of whatever the premium was. The winning bid was $72,000. Yeah, it does. It looks like you want to post it. You want to show the picture? I can post it in the chat.
Yeah, if you send it in the chat.
Yeah.
So whoever bought that Cheetos art, like,
I sent it.
what the fuck?
72,000, bro. Like, that is money.
Yeah, like, yeah, what the fuck, bro? Like, so let me, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the Cheetos art right there. Let's see, I'll put it. Oh wait, let me actually get rid of the. So this is it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it looks like Charizard.
It looks like Charizard, bro. It looks like Charizard. Even the eyes, like, it looks like it has like a little angry eye and shit. Am I wrong? Doesn't it look like he has a little angry eye?
Bro, I'm just saying, like, if I pulled this out of my Cheeto bag, I would have just eaten it. I would have eaten 80K.
Yeah, I would have pretended to fly around with it, and I would have fucking ate it.
But like even look at the leg. Like, there's a clear separation of
like toes,
the toe, and then like the leg part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is crazy how much it actually looks.
Wait.
Like
So I haven't really actually looked at the background display that they have, but you see the, what is it? Is that Charmeleon?
Yeah, Charmeleon
Evolves from Cheeto-leon. What the fuck?
Cheeto-leon. Yeah.
But yeah, that's like one of the crazy stories that like popped up recently, like the Pokemon scene. So yeah, so if you pull
Cheeto-leon,
or even
Cheeto-leon,
like, or even like any Cheeto that looks anything like any Pokemon, don't eat it.
It's not the first time like a chip that looks like something has sold.
Yeah, like I think there was one that looked like Jesus or something.
Yeah, but I think this Charizard has been like the most expensive one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It really is. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah. Who has the money to drop 80K on a chip?
On a chip, yup.
But yeah, that's a good TCG talk.
Yeah, that was a good TCG talk.
Yeah, we actually went longer than expected. Okay, so anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, you can go now, and then I can do my. I still have my. I think we're now transitioning to like the paranormal, spooky stories, right? Like the weird, creepy stories. Correct?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I can.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that's what we're doing next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a story called. It's basically been called the Hello Kitty murders.
Hello Kitty. Yeah.
But I'll let I kind of yapped a lot during the card stuff, so we'll let Ranjo tell us his stories.
Sure. Yeah. So these are my current stories of the week that also happen to be weird. I kind of told you like some like brief like description of the ones that I found.
Yeah.
But this one, the first one that I'm going to talk about, is demons on a airplane. So
Okay. Demons on an airplane.
yeah, kind of sounds like a movie, right?
Yeah.
Tired of these goddamn demons on this goddamn airplane. You seen snakes on an airplane, right?
Yeah.
So this happened on a flight from American Airlines. A flight from American Airlines had to do a emergency U-turn on Friday, March 14th. So recently, like less than a week ago, right?
Yeah.
They had to make an emergency U-turn because they had a mid-flight disturbance. A flight attendant noticed that a passenger started to scream and shake violently, and they thought that the passenger was having some sort of panic attack or like a seizure. And so they rushed to the passenger to try to help, right? But when they got close, the man started to get really violent, and he actually kicked the passenger so hard that it launched them into the like row behind them. Oh, we got a first time chat.
Oh.
Best viewers bot, streamboo.com.
Okay. Oh, we love these guys.
I don't think I can do anything about it. You got it?
I can let me just enter into mod mode.
Yeah, I know there's a mod mode, but I can't.
I got you. Ban. There you go.
Oh, but all the viewers that we could have gotten.
I know, the best viewer bot.
Okay. So back to the the airplane story. So this passenger starts to freak out, right? Mid-flight.
Yeah, and
it's going.
Kicks the person back.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Novas in chat.
What is up, Novas? We're back. I'm back. We got spooky stories. Long time. Yep. It's been a long time.
Weird stories.
Yeah. So this story was like. I'll just continue along with it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Iced coffee, yo, what's up? Yeah, everybody's coming in. You guys are just in time for a really weird, strange story.
Yeah.
So this guy.
Real recap. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, recap this one, just the beginning. Like
yeah. So quick recap. This guy on a flight from, I think it's going from Georgia to Florida. Passenger starts freaking out, and yeah, you're just in time. He starts freaking out, so the flight attendant goes thinking that they're having some sort of like seizure attack or some sort of panic attack. But when they get close to the to this guy, he gets super violent. Yo, what's up, Chami? Oh my god, Everybody's here.
Oh, Shami's here, yo. We
By
got
the
the
way,
crew's coming back.
by the way, can you guys notice that my voice is clearer? Can you guys hear this?
Whatever you tried to do, we didn't hear it.
Did you hear
Yeah,
that?
new mic.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
rocking a new mic.
But yeah, you guys are just in time for the weird story that I have. One of the weird stories, because I have another one that's like sounds good. Nice. So yeah, you sound diff. I'm also very tired. I was telling Cloud that today is my Friday, so I've been working a whole week, and even the week before that, I had been working 2 weeks in back to back. I've been raw backing weeks. But yeah,
Yeah.
Let-
Super busy.
let me continue on to the story. So
Yeah.
this guy starts freaking out in this airplane, right? So the attendant thinks that they're having some sort of panic attack, seizure. Something is going on with this
Yeah, like some
with this
sort
person.
of medical episode.
So they get close to this guy trying to help him out, but he gets violent and he kicks the flight attendant, launching them into the seats behind them. And this is when they realize that it's not a medical thing. It's more like this guy he's going crazy. So the flight attendant gets kicked back. All hell starts to break loose in the airplane. This guy takes out some rosary beads, right? So the rosary beads with the cross and everything, and he starts to swallow the rosary beads. He just straight out gulps. Like not even it's crazy, right? Not even
Lime.
no lubrication, no nothing, no water, like so he starts to swallow the rosary beads on the airplane, and these flight attendants and everybody on the flight is like, what the fuck is going on? They immediately, if it's metal, he's gonna pay big medical bills. That's gotta be hard though, right? To swallow a whole set of rosary beads. Exorcism. Yeah,
dude.
So they immediately advise the captain of the airplane to do a U-turn because shit is getting crazy. This guy's getting violent. He's swallowing rosary beads. He's saying that there's demons on the plane with him. So they got to get back to land ASAP, right?
Yeah.
So they get back to land, and it just gets even worse from there. When everybody starts to get off the plane, this guy rushes to the front of the plane, and he starts punching another flight attendant. So he's attacking, everybody, or like somebody else, right? Yeah. All these passengers try to stop him, and what he does is he grabs onto his sister. So he was traveling with his sis, right?
Yeah.
He grabs her by her stomach and her hair. So she had like a hair bun, right? He grabs onto it, and he grabs onto her body. They tase this guy 3 times and it doesn't do anything. They're freaking out. They're trying to pull him off his sister, but his sister, while all this is happening, she's singing like prayer songs, like hymns.
What?
So
she thinks it's demons too.
So yeah, when they get this guy back to like to investigate him, both him and his sister say that they were escaping from spiritual attacks of the demonic kind. So they said that they were fleeing from Satan's disciples, but that they had followed them on the plane. They both say this, and this is very familiar to me because it sounds like a case of folie à deux, which is shared psychosis. So this is when two people go through like a psychotic event, and it's usually through family or friends that are very close together. And so I think they were going through a case of that. So going back to him grabbing onto his sister, right? He's grabbing onto her hair bun. He's grabbing onto her body. They're tasing him and it's not working. He's not letting go. They have to cut the sister's hair from the base, right? So like where her head meets like her bun, they need to cut that off in order to get him off her.
What the hell, dude? That's crazy.
Right? And yeah, like I said, when they get them back to question, how do you say, to
interrogate them,
yeah, they both say that, you know, they were being chased by demonic forces. And what's weird is that one of the FBI agents that was there, they said that both him and his sister sounded very reasonable. Like when they explained it, it sounded like, you know, it didn't seem like they were crazy. Like they said that it was hard to grasp their purpose, but that they were so convincing to them that it felt like it was like, you know, like real. Yeah.
Like what they were believing, it wasn't an act. They truly believed it.
Like the way that they explained it made the FBI agent like be like,
oh no iced coffee. Yeah, so you were on this flight.
Bro, I wish I would have been like, bro, you better, you know, 50-50 that rosary and give me some of that. But yeah,
let me get a piece of that.
You're gonna finish that? You're gonna finish that rosary, or?
Yeah. Can I have the little Jesus at the end?
I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering how it's gonna come out. Like when it comes out, is he gonna like rip it out, sort of like a chainsaw? You know how when you turn on a chainsaw, it's like is it gonna be like that? Like, is it just gonna?
Right? Yeah, it's just gonna shoot. It's just gonna shoot out.
No, I think he's gonna actually. I think he's gonna get stuck, and he's gonna actually have to grab onto it and pull them out. Like,
you have to pull it out.
Like you know, like
when you have to pull hair out of your cat's ass because he ate hair.
But yeah, that like just to finish off the story, the sister said that what he did when he swallowed the rosary beads was that they gave him spiritual armor to combat these demonic forces.
The beads did.
The beads, yeah.
Interesting.
Spiritual armor. So, you know, plus 10 dex. This is more like plus 10 Catholicism or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
plus 10 holy magic.
I got a rosary with me. All right. Can you swallow it, Shami, real quick? And
let us know in 48 hours if you can get it passed.
And then she ends. It ends with them being taken to a hospital to be evaluated.
Yeah, of course.
But she said that when she got on this plane, she had never felt darkness. She had never experienced darkness like she did in this plane.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's
crazy, right?
Both of them were feeling this, you know?
Mm-hmm. And there's video, like there's there's a Twitter video that's out there from one of the passengers that
That's a good question. Do you know if he swallowed it whole one by one? I'm guessing it was like whole, but like at bites, a few bites at a time.
a few bites.
Yeah,
I
like they're
don't know.
asking, Novak is asking, how do you think he like did he bite one rosary bead at a time, or was he like
Mm.
did he swallow the whole necklace? You
I'm
know?
gonna I'm gonna have to do a follow up on this story because how the fuck do you swallow a whole set of rosary beads?
Yeah,
It's gotta be tough. Like
yeah,
swallowing some pills, like even 2 or 3.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
that. I can't.
And I mean, the rosary beads are all held together by a piece of string, so like,
For a piece of string, yeah.
it's weird. It's very weird.
Like insane that he didn't choke on them. You know?
Yeah.
I
Shout
guess it's that
out,
holy magic.
shout out to rosary beads for giving us spiritual armor.
Yeah.
But yeah, this happened last week, and I was reading my signal got blocked. Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy.
They asked if
Uh,
we believe in demons
Do you guys believe in demons? Um,
or
I
spiritual stuff.
I believe that there is demons, but they can only find you if you go out looking for them. I don't know much about
I
it.
believe in spiritual stuff because I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but about those witches that healed my face when I was a kid.
Yeah, you
You
can
remember
you
that
can retell
story?
it. You can retell it. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was younger, I used to live in these apartment complexes with
Yeah.
my family,
Uh-huh.
um, and there was a fence, right? And the fence had, usually they're like spikes. They're a little bit spiky fences, and
It's if
I would always go
somebody
outside.
tries to hop through, they'll get
Yeah. So I
spike up their
remember
butt.
I had climbed it, and I slipped and I fell,
Mhm.
and the spike had stabbed me like in the face, like maybe about an inch away from my eyeball, and I can
Yeah.
feel the scar. If I touch my near my right eyeball, I can feel the little indent of the scar for when it happened. So apparently, they didn't take me to the hospital when it happened. Um, that's a
We
good
don't
question.
we don't have a name. I
We
was
haven't.
gonna
We've been struggling to come up with a name.
yeah.
It used to be called like name pending,
Name
and
pending,
then
yeah.
we had it see you next Tuesday because we would record Tuesday. But
CUNT, you guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
CUNT. That was a joke. But I think right now by next week
We
we'll
should
have
come
a
up with
name for
something,
you.
yeah. We've been
Um,
brainstorming.
but yeah, you'll be able to find out. We're not really on anything yet. We're not like
Yeah.
on um
We're on
Spotify or
we're
YouTube. We're only here on Twitch.
we're
You'd have to go through the
yeah.
VODs.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to get us once we have a name. I'm gonna try to get us up on YouTube to make it real easy for people to just listen to the podcast, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But appreciate you saying that it sounds interesting.
Let's
Um,
call it the Suscast.
Suscast. Yeah, we've been like brainstorming names like all week and trying to figure out something that
Oh,
really fits.
yeah, just real quick. Also, if you guys stick around, the title for the stream has a story that ties to it. So if you guys want to stick around, there's a story to the feet for
Oh
sale.
yeah, the reason this episode is called what did you call it? Feet for sale.
Feet for sale, yeah.
Yeah, there's a very messed up story later on
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
will make sense to the
Yeah.
name. But yeah, so again, I had messed up my I had a cut on my face, and my neighbors directly across the other side of the apartment, they were in the apartment complex, but they were across where my home.
Hmm.
I don't remember the story, but my older sister and my mom are the ones that always tell me there was these 3 ladies that lived there, like 3 witches. They
Sabrina?
came out to help me, and they took me to their house, and they like put stuff on my face so that I would stop the bleeding, and they like did some weird chants, and then I was like fine. I didn't need to go to the hospital after that. Like I just went back home, and they're like, you'll be okay now. And they're my sister would call them like white witches, because
Yeah.
they were good witches.
Yep.
So that's why I believe that's one of the like reasons why I believe in spiritual stuff because I kind of experienced some of it firsthand, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I like to answer the question. I also believe that there's stuff out there, and I believe that if you open up your mind to these things, that they will find a way to kind of present themselves to you. So it's not that I'm scared about demons and ghosts and stuff, but it's more like I want to learn more about them. So throughout this podcast, I'm gonna try to open myself to new, things, and I'm gonna try to like experience like new stuff. And I've told Cloud what I've been doing recently. It's just me trying to understand.
Yeah.
So I'll actually jump. Is it cool if I jump in, or you can finish your story?
I mean, that was it. That was just
yeah.
That's why I believe in it. So you can go and jump into your next story. I know you have a few more.
Yeah. So I'll just do a quick one. So this is the I was telling Cloud that for this podcast, I had been doing research on this statue called the Idol of Nightmares. Like the J-pop idol Hatsune Miku.
Oh no, like not that. Hatsune Miku.
The Hatsune Miku of Nightmares. So yeah. It's this statue that was found. Let me actually pull up my notes. It's a statue that was found in, I don't think I wrote down the state. It's found in this home, in this house, by a dad who, in this night, he wanted to watch movies with his family, but the electrical cords had like some they weren't working. So he went down to the crawl space of his house, and when he got down there, he found a burlap sack in there. So he took the sack, he grabbed the sack. What's in the sack? Cloud, you wanna look in my sack?
Yeah, but that's the only sack I want to look in, not the not the creepy one you're talking about.
So he grabs this sack, right, that he finds down there, and inside is a like a 4-foot statue. So it's not even small. It's pretty big. 3 feet, 3.5 feet. It's a big statue, and it's a statue that's painted all in black, with only the eyeballs painted white. And shortly after, he finds it and he brings it. I don't know why you would bring it into your home. Like, it's a pretty freaky looking statue. And if you found it like in this crawl space underneath your house, like, his first thought was like, oh, let me bring it up and show it to my family, right? He brings it up, he shows it to his family. Shortly after, they start getting extreme nightmares, violent nightmares that he only was okay to explain one of them. He said that the other nightmares were way too crazy, right?
Yeah.
I don't even think I want to describe the one that he told, because it's pretty crazy. It's pretty gory. So
we'll leave it to you guys, to your guys' discretion to
yeah. So if you guys, if you guys, I'll put it in the chat. But if you guys want to look up this statue, his name is Billy, the Idol of Nightmares. And the reason that he's named Billy, the Idol of Nightmares, is pretty cute, right? Like Billy. It's because tell it. So the nightmare that he had was that he was on top of his wife and that he was violently stabbing her in the chest, ripping out her heart and then eating it. That's the one that he's comfortable saying. That's the
And
one
that's
that
basically you're saying that that's the least worst one of them.
that's the least, that's the most chillest one. That's the
Yeah.
chillest nightmare that he had. The ads. So so yeah,
Oh,
so
wait, hang on. Maybe
oh,
that
okay.
means
let me
Tommy
let,
didn't hear it.
let me know if you're back. Let me know if you're back so I can
Yeah. Let us know when you're back, Shami.
wait. Stabbing her and ate her heart. Yeah. So that was a dream.
Yeah.
Was that he was on top of her and that he was stabbing her in the chest and he ripped out her heart and he ate it. That was the chill stream. That was like, yeah, I was chilling right there.
Yeah,
But-
that was like the okay dream with him. That
Yeah.
he's saying that was the other ones were worse than that.
The other ones he didn't even want to say. So they're having like crazy nightmares, right? All of them. I don't think the other family described the nightmares that they had. But they're so violent, they're so, they're being scared that this statue is what caused the nightmares, that they donated to the Newkirk Paranormal Museum. The Newkirk Paranormal Museum is owned by Craig and Dana Newkirk from the podcast Haunted Objects. And I've been telling Cloud so much about it.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
that podcast. Yeah.
So the two people in that podcast, they accept cursed items from their listeners. So Billy the Nightmare Idol was one of the donations that they got. And the father, right? The father that discovered the statue, he was like, you guys seem to know what to do with these things. It's bringing like so much pain to my family. I want you guys to take it from me, right?
Yeah.
They take it, and Dana, the wife, Dana Newkirk, she names it Billy because like Billy Idol, like the 70s rock
The singer.
pop singer, yeah. So she names it Billy. So that's kind of its name now. It actually does have like an actual name, and it's something like I didn't write it down, but he's got an actual name. But Billy is cuter, and she thought it was cute, so she named him that.
It's crazy to think that she's like, oh, look at this cute thing, I'm gonna name it.
Well, if you guys ever hear the podcast from them, they are very, how would I say? They're very curious about cursed items.
Yeah.
They don't believe
that's
that.
like their big thing.
Yeah, so they explore on why they're cursed, how they can cure the curse, and like they're very respectful towards these items. That's why people donate them to the museum, because they feel like they're in good hands with them.
Yeah.
And so yes, she names it Billy. They take it into the museum and they have it on display for visitors to come look at. So let me see, where am I? The museum.
Yeah, they donated to the museum.
Okay. So visitors start to arrive at the museum to look at the statue, right? And they all start reporting that they have very vivid dreams involving the statue and the spirit that inhabits the statue, because they learned that there's a spirit that inhabits Billy, and that it comes to them in dreams or nightmares. And so Craig, the owner, he also starts to experience the dreams where this entity of the statue comes to him, and he tells him about he gives him instructions on how to build an object, and the object that he tells him about is something to communicate with the dead. So he gives him instructions on how to communicate a device that'll let him communicate with the dead, so like spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
So he also
like Ouija board.
Like a Ouija board, yeah. Luigi board.
A Luigi board.
The Luigi board. The Luigi board said my name, and so yeah, so he starts getting these dreams about this thing, this entity that's, you know, explaining stuff to him.
Yeah.
But then he also starts to notice that at the museum, people that visit the statue start bringing gifts to Billy out of nowhere. Like, just spontaneously, people bring gifts to him. And that those people that bring gifts to the statue, they've said that they have been stricken by random moments of luck, so that like the statue is bringing luck to them.
Yeah.
And so the owner of the museum is like, well, what's going on here? Like, why are people, you know, all of a sudden bringing gifts to Billy? Yeah. So they do a little bit more research into the background of the idol, and they find out that it was originally from an area in the Congo, and that it was used by hold on, I'm looking at my notes. It was used by holy men, so like you said, like white witches.
Yeah.
So
like priests, stuff like that.
So these tribes in the Congo had these holy men that people would go to when they were feeling sick, or when they were feeling.
Yeah, it might be a Shami. Yeah, it might be. It's Shami said it might.
Yeah. So it was actually a tribal thing. Yeah. So these holy men would use the statue to communicate with the spirit inside of it, and the spirit would instruct them on how to cure the sickness of the people that came to them. So like if somebody came with like, you know, like a fever, like people from tribes, like, you know, they don't have modern medicine.
Yeah.
So they would go to these holy men and be like, hey, here my, you know, son, he's sick or whatever. And so the holy men would go into a dream, and then they would get instructions from the spirit, and the spirit would tell them like, oh, you have to get this certain plant and mix it with this other certain liquid, and then that'll cure this person of their illness. And that's how they, you know, that's how they use the statue. And so
to heal,
yeah. And so people would bring gifts. Once they were healed, they would bring gifts to the idol as like a thank you, right? Kind of like an offering to it. But Craig says that he believes that once the statue was taken from its original like place of
home,
its home, basically. Once it was taken away from that the statue and the spirit inside of it started to become very angry, and that's what brought nightmares to everybody. Yeah. And
they thought those were the people that were keeping it captive, like a hostage.
Well, yeah, it was
It wants
also
to
like,
come back.
it was like homesick. Like it was not
Yeah,
feeling good. So it was like,
yeah,
I'm not home. I don't feel comfortable. So, you guys are gonna
yeah.
experience some crazy nightmares. But it ends with the statue given an altar. So Craig builds an altar for the idol, and he puts it on the altar, and it seems to appease Billy.
Mm.
And
And then people are still bringing it gifts.
yeah, they're still bringing gifts, and Craig has said that he believes that the statue is now chilling. So it's chilling, it's inactive, so it's not bringing any nightmares to anybody working near the museum. I told
Yeah,
Cloud that for the last 3 or 4 nights, I had a
yeah. Chat. Listen to this. Listen to
wait,
this
wait,
before he says it.
Cloud,
This guy is crazy.
Cloud. I'm gonna go take a bathroom break real quick, but you can tell chat about it.
Wait, no, no, no. It's your story to tell. We're gonna leave him on a cliffhanger. Go to the bathroom, and I'll chat. I'll talk to him about other stuff, and then you are gonna tell him the crazy thing you've been doing the last couple of nights.
Okay, so I'll just tell you right now.
Okay.
But for the last 3 or 4 nights, when I've been researching this nightmare idol, there's been a rumor online that I feel is made up by people that just want to make up weird rumors, right? But they were saying that basically that even if you look at a picture of the statue, it'll bring on nightmares to you. So the last week or so, I've been going to sleep with a picture of Billy the Nightmare Idol on my phone next to my pillow or whatever. Like I'll prop it next to my pillow and I'll go to sleep hoping that I'll get some sort of nightmare. Nothing. Haven't had a single
He's been
nightmare.
snuggling with this thing.
I've been snuggling. I've been yeah, I've been going to sleep with the picture of the statue, to have something to bring to the podcast, like a
Yeah, yeah.
cool a
Look,
cool
the
dream,
story was enough. You didn't need to. I
a
mean,
cool
we
dream, a
appreciate the
cool
effort.
nightmare, but nothing. So I do believe that Billy the Nightmare Idol is inactive and he's chilling right now. He's you know I don't know, napping
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, nap-
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Just
he's chill.
chilling,
Yeah.
just
uh,
vibing.
I would show the picture on stream, but I'm too lazy. So
Yeah.
I also
I
gotta
don't get it
go.
for stuff like that.
I gotta go take
Go
a
to the
bathroom break.
bathroom. Yeah,
Um,
go do your bathroom break.
we'll
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 do
be on
we'll take a.
we'll be on. Be right back. When we come
Yeah,
back, we're gonna have a story from Cloud, and then we'll have the story of the feet.
the feet. Yeah, so we'll have two more stories, and then we're gonna finish off with like some good news at the end.
Yeah.
Like a feel good story, and then we'll wrap up for the night.
I'll leave you
So
guys
if
with
you
some
guys,
squeaking.
yeah, so go get some drinks, go use the restroom, get some
Yeah.
snacks,
Yeah. Bring your
and
feet
come back.
back.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Thank you, Shami, for the hydrate. Thank you for the stretch. How have you been, Shami? We need to talk, Shami. Yeah, so we'll wait for Cloud to get back. But I just been busy. Let me actually hydrate real quick. I'm good. I've been working. So ever since I got back from Japan, I've had to work kind of really long weeks because my coworker actually went on her vacation and I had to cover for them. So I think it was like 2 weeks ago or like a week ago when I actually got my first days off. So I've been grinding. You can probably hear it in my voice. I was telling Cloud that I wanted to do the podcast on my Friday because, you know, I'm delirious. I'm tired from work, but I think it'll kind of help out in telling these working 7 days a week. No. So when I got back from Japan, I didn't work 7 days. I worked 14 days because I had to cover for my coworker. So I worked the whole 14 days, with what is like 2 weeks, 14 days, and I was like so dead. I was pretty dead. And I actually got to hang out with Cloud for like one of my first. Yeah, yeah. It's it's been a grind. Getting back from Japan has been a whole shock. It's been a whole shock. But yeah, I'm hope that you're doing good, Shami. I miss my tita. But you know, goddamn. Yeah. But yeah, so I got a new mic. Hopefully it works back. Welcome back. Thanks. Appreciate it. Novas. Hope that you're doing good too. There's shit. there's shit. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I wish that I got a nightmare though from Billy, but Billy
No, you don't.
Billy is currently chilling at the moment. So, but just to kind of leave you at a cliffhanger, Billy the Idol, the statue, is one in like a whole bunch of cursed statues that I've been researching. So we might dedicate some future podcasts to the other idols. There's one that's near me. It's at the did you actually see the statue? Yeah. So I had a pic. I had a photo of it on my phone that I would put on near my bed every night, and I was hoping that it would bring like a nightmare to me, but nothing happened, so you know. But like I said, there's one that's near me, and this one is not a idol of nightmare, but it's an idol of hatred, and it's at the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in Hollywood. So it's fairly close to me, and I'm planning to go visit it soon. How was your piss? How was your piss, by the way, Cloud?
It was fine. How was yours?
It was chill piss.
Yeah, I also got a can of Liquid Death, Cherry Obituary. Kind of fits the theme.
Shout out
Today's episode.
Shout out to Liquid Death.
Yeah, shout out to Liquid Death. Not sponsored, but we'll gladly take a sponsorship because I love you guys.
Please, Liquid Death, I'll squeak for you. Where's my squeaker? I lost my squeaker.
You can pay us in. You don't even have to pay us in money. Just pay us in cases.
Are you gonna do a podcast for that idol? Yeah, in the future, I'll dedicate like a whole week to the when I go visit the idol of hatred. I'll go visit it and then I'll do a podcast on it. Yeah. But there's so many stories, bro. There's so many stories that I want to deep dive into. But yeah, Cloud.
Yeah, I think. Okay. Yeah, I have my story. I don't know if I'd call it a story.
Mhm.
Hang on. It's not. It's not like spooky or spiritual, but it's pretty messed up.
Mhm.
And it's pretty old. I think it's back in then like 1996 or something like that.
In the 19th century?
Yeah,
Are
in
you
the
kidding?
19th century. We're so old. It's this case called the Hello Kitty murder. So the story goes is there was this young woman. This took place in Hong Kong, I believe. So sorry if I mess up the name. Fan Mei Yi. So she was the victim of something that happened. So apparently she was abandoned as a child, and she struggled with addiction. And to make money and survive, she turned to prostitution to survive. So apparently there was these three guys that she knew. And she stole money from them, right? Because I mean, she was struggling. She needed something to, she needed money. So she stole money from one of them. Apparently, once they figured it out, they got really pissed. They didn't, they're like, you don't fuck with our money. So they held her captive in an apartment and they tortured her for days, just like beating her up, like burning her with cigarettes, all that kind of messed up stuff.
Awful.
And yeah, dude, and obviously eventually she, there was a lot of grape happening too, and it was really, really bad. So
Yeah.
sadly, I guess from all the injuries and all the abuse she was taking, she ended up passing away. And
Yeah, but this
poor
was
woman, like
this was after like days, right? Like
days, almost weeks of just constant day-to-day abuse from these
that's
men.
crazy.
Just
Yeah.
beating her, sexually assaulting her.
I've always wondered on how your mind like starts to kind of adapt to this like kind of like this like this has become your life, right? Like there is a never ending amount of torture and punishment that your mind has to sort of like twist itself into
you
like
almost have to like disassociate to try to survive it.
yeah, because
You know?
just to kind of like to kind of accompany your story, but there's been people who've been kidnapped for years that I feel like their mind has to warp in a way that time acts differently for them. Like it's no longer days, but it's more like moments, and like I don't know, like your mind has to protect itself from this like abuse that you're getting, or this like entrapment that you're going through, that
Yeah.
you have to kind of like become delusional at a point that time loses all meaning.
Yep. Yeah, I can't even imagine. And from reading here my notes, it was a month, a
Yeah.
whole month's worth of torture. And
Now, is it a
allegedly,
February month or like a regular month?
I don't know. I
'Cause
don't think I wrote that down.
I can
Like
do
an extra 2 days,
I can do a February of torture, but not
a shorter month.
not a December of torture.
Jesus. Allegedly the members, the dudes, these fucking assholes that did this to her were part of the Triad gang,
Mhm.
and
Chinese
obviously
mafia.
they're used to, yeah, Chinese mafia. So there was like a lot of, like I said, she was just absolutely tortured, and I didn't break down too many other details because from what I remember it was really messed up. And again, just like starving her, beating her, making her, I think if I remember, they made her eat like her own fingernails or something like that. So it was some really crazy shit.
Damn, I do that for
Um,
free.
Stop. So the reason why this is called the Hello Kitty murder, right? You're like, why is it called the Hello Kitty murder?
Hmm.
Well, what ended up happening is she died because of her injuries.
Hmm.
So in an effort to get rid of the body, they started to chop her up, right? To get rid of her body pieces by pieces. But they couldn't get rid of her head, her skull. So what they ended up doing was they took this giant Hello Kitty plush, cut the plush open, and they stuffed her head into the Hello Kitty head and stitched it back up. And the
Now,
only reason they were able go ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna ask, like, is this Hello Kitty head like a plush?
Yeah, it was like a big Hello Kitty plush, like the full body, and
Uh-huh.
they ripped open the neck,
Uh-huh.
right? And then they took out some of the stuffing and they jammed their head in the Hello Kitty head and put the stuffing back in and they stitched it back up. And then they just threw it away like it was like a old stuffed animal, right?
That's
And the
fucked.
only reason that they were able to find her, or at least what was left of her, was because one of the accomplices, one of the three men, was actually a 14-year-old who confessed to the crime. And it was a girl, a 14-year-old girl who confessed to the crime, claiming that she was being haunted by by fans' ghosts. That she couldn't sleep because the ghost of the woman she helped killed would come haunt her. So I guess it kind of
Wow.
fits to the theme of like spooky stuff that like the ghost was haunting her. I say it was her
Mm-hmm.
guilt or maybe even both.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But she went and confessed to the police, told them where the Hello Kitty plush was, and they were able to find parts of this woman, and they were able to be convicted. But what's really messed up is, in my opinion, is that they got convicted for manslaughter, not murder, because they couldn't determine if it was their intent to kill her. Because
Wow.
they didn't do something like they didn't like stab her or shoot her or poison her or anything like that. She died just from like being locked up, and all the abuse she endured.
Yeah.
So they only got manslaughter, which
That's
I think is
fucked. Yeah, that's so fucked.
insane.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was basically the killing of a person, but stretched out to a month's worth of torture. But she died from
Yeah,
their
pretty
torture.
much.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But in
Exactly, right? So it's so
yeah,
messed up that all they got was manslaughter.
but in these cases, like when they get taken to court, the people that are defending, the person that's the killer or whatever, they, you know, they present a case so convincing that, like, it forces the jury or whoever is judging this, like,
Yeah.
trial to kind of take that, what they're presenting, right? So, like, there's been so many cases of somebody pleading insanity to, killing somebody. um like, it's a very slippery slope when it comes to, like, trials, because it's, I've seen trials of, like, stuff like this,
Yeah.
and it's so easy to get away with murder and just get manslaughter. Like, yeah, I won't go
Right.
into detail, but yeah, but
Yeah,
that
again, yeah, it's really messed up, and the fact that they stuffed their head in a Hello Kitty doll is just like
that
unbelievable.
makes it so much worse. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
creepy. I wonder if the girl who was having the nightmares of being, like, haunted by the victim, was it like this bleeding, like, Hello Kitty
Yeah,
head?
what if the ghost looked like to her, right?
Yeah, that, like,
Yeah.
I wanna
What's worse
know.
is the girl was 14. The girl that
Oh
helped,
yeah, it's a
the one of
kid.
the.
It's a kid.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's like really messed up.
But But yeah, I want to know what their nightmares were, because if it was like this floating, like decapitated head of like a Hello Kitty, just like bleeding from like the underneath it, like you said, it's their subconscious, like
Yeah, the guilt. It was
yeah,
the
their
guilt.
guilt. Yeah, it's happened a lot. It's happened so many times. Like it makes people go crazy. Like they can't take, you
Yeah,
know.
so I was like, I think she wasn't being haunted. She's guilty. Yeah, she was haunted by her
Yeah,
guilt.
yeah. But I've heard of the Hello Kitty murder. It's a very popular one, but I never knew that it was a 14-year-old girl that confessed.
Yeah, yeah, I know, it's
Crazy.
crazy, dude.
I was talking to Cloud like yesterday night, a couple of nights ago. I was like, is it weird that I kind of like these weird paranormal horrific stories? And I was telling him that when I was a kid, one of my favorite things that I remember was gathering around like an adult and having and hearing them tell like a scary story, because it would immerse me so much in the story, because it was so scary. And like, I can't explain it, but it was very, like, it kind of locked the outside world away from me, and nothing else mattered but the story that they were telling me.
Yeah, we talked about, like you said, we were talking about this earlier, and my analysis was that, like, you know, him and I, and maybe some of you in chat also, we have our day to day, right? We have our routine, our schedule: get up, shower, go to work, come home, have dinner, go to bed, get up, shower, go to work. You know, we have this routine that we do every
It's
day.
like
Just so mundane, normal routine.
it's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah, yeah. But stories like this are so far from reality.
Mm-hmm.
They become interesting to hear because it's so far from what's normal, right?
Yeah,
It's the paranormal, not, you know, pun intended.
it like
And
detaches
that's why
you.
it's cool. Yeah, it's a way to escape reality by hearing these stories. It's almost in the same vein of like why we enjoy video games or movies or
Yeah, it's like
books, is because it takes us away from our reality, which can sometimes be a little gray.
But yeah, I was just I I was asking Cloud, I'm like, is it weird that I like these, you know, crazy like stories and stuff? But my infatuation for these things, I think, comes from hearing stories as a kid, hearing scary folklore, stuff like that as a kid. And in future podcast, I'll tell you guys the stories that I heard from my family. But yeah, I think we can start with the next story.
Yeah, you can do the next story. This is the title story, right?
This is the title of the stream.
Yeah.
Feet for sale. I think I titled my so I'll tell you the title for my paragraph or whatever. Oh no, I won't tell you, because it kind of gives away more than I would like. But okay. So this is feet for sale. So a mother in Australia. No, not Australia. Melbourne? Is Melbourne in Australia? Am I tripping up?
I believe so. Yeah.
Mother from Australia. Take it back. A mother from Melbourne faces charges after police find 2 human toes in her.
Oh, wait, hang on. Tommy asked, can we go back to how was the 14-year-old girl an accomplice?
Oh,
My guess is, because there wasn't a lot of details, and from what I remember reading, is remember how I mentioned that the original woman that was murdered, Mei Yi, she was like a prostitute, and essentially I think she was just like a prostitute, and part of that money she was giving was to these gangsters. I would not put it past them that this poor 14-year-old girl had been roped into being either a prostitute herself or working for these gang members because she probably
mhm.
didn't have anywhere to go. She was probably abandoned, probably had her own poor problems. I think she was probably made an accomplice by being either a part of the torturing, making her do stuff that either she didn't want to or didn't know. We don't know, right? We don't know those kind of details. Um, but that's probably why she was the one that came out to the police and said, "Hey, this is what happened," because she knew what was happening was wrong. But what can you do as a 14-year-old when you have two gangsters giving you orders? Um, I
The
think giving her manslaughter and giving the men like the adults murder would have been better because I mean she's 14. How much does she actually do, right?
yeah,
So
the
but yeah,
just to yeah. So just to piggyback off your story, but there was another story that I was reading about where this man was being haunted by these nightmares of a tree, right? And in this tree there was a woman's face that he would see. And I think I told Shami this story, or I've mentioned it, but this guy gets haunted by these dreams of this woman's face inside of a tree that he confesses to, whatever he did. We'll probably do a podcast on that in the future.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. You should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and finish your mother from Australia.
Yeah. So this mama, this ama from Australia faces charges because police find 2 human toes in her home. I think it was an apartment. We'll just call it home, right?
Uh-huh.
So this lady, I think she was 48 years old, selling feet again. Bro, I would sell my feet so quick. Not even pics of my feet it themselves. Okay, so
We
so
were
this
talking about that earlier. That I too would sell. I've constantly said I will gladly fix up my feet,
Mhm.
take nice pictures.
Mhm.
I'll be slanging them left and right.
You gotta get those Final Fantasy cards some way.
Yeah, I gotta pay for those $200 somehow.
Maybe this lady was trying to buy a collector's box of Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering booster box.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
bet.
No shame.
But go
No,
ahead. Go ahead.
no shame. Okay. So this mom from Australia gets caught with 2 human toes in her possession, right?
2 toes.
Yeah. Backstory to how she got the toes. She worked in this shelter for animals that were seized. Like when somebody seizes something from you, like confiscates.
Yeah, like Repo Man.
Yeah. So she was working at a shelter for animals that were seized or strays. So like animals that live in the streets, right? And at the shelter, they had received these 2 dogs that came from some guy that had died from natural causes. So the man dies in his home. The 2 dogs are left there. They don't discover his body till maybe a day or 2 after, and they discover the dogs in there too. So they take the dogs and they give them to the shelter because they're sick and they've been, they're sick, like they haven't had proper care in the time that their parent
Yeah.
their parent has
their doggy mommy.
their owner has passed away, right?
Yeah.
So the two dogs come into the shelter where this mom is working at, and they have diarrhea and they have vomit, and they're vomiting. And when they vomit, it's revealed that part of the owner's toes are in the vomit. So these dogs,
Gross. No, I would think so.
so these dogs were eating their owner's body, for a couple of days when he was dead in the apartment or in his home.
Yeah.
And it's not uncommon. There was another story that I heard where there was these poodles who the lady who owned them passed away, and they were eating her ears and her nose. They're eating the decomposing body.
I heard they're eating it. Yeah, I heard a story about a woman who passed. She was a hoarder and she had cats, and her cats were eating her.
Yeah, so it's not uncommon. Like as soon as you drop dead, for sure your pet is gonna be like,
yeah, if you're not,
let me get some of that.
Yeah, if you're not feeding, you're hungry.
Yeah. So next time that you look at Mocha, be like, you better not eat my toes when.
Yeah.
So it's not uncommon. This is a very common thing. Like it usually happens with people that are older, or that die from like weird natural things, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they vomit. There's toes in there. This lady, this mom, I guess she's texting her daughter, and her daughter says, "Hey, those are worth $400 or 400, Australian. What do they use in Australia? Australian.
I think it's dollars.
Is it dollars also?
Didgeridoo? No.
You can get 400 didgeridoos for that. And I don't know if it was 400 for each toe or for both of them. But regardless, right? She can get.
It is, by the way, it's just Australian dollars. AUD, Australian dollars.
Yeah, Australian didgeridoos.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me how much these feet were worth.
Australian dingoes. Isn't that what they call Isn't that what they call kangaroos? Dingoes? Yeah.
Yeah. The dingoes ate your toes.
So she can get 400 for these toes. So she's like, bet. She stays overtime. So the shelter closes, right? And she stays in there to fish around the vomit for the toes. And
Disgusting.
But
you gotta make that money though, right?
You gotta make the you wanna get that collector's rare Sephiroth from the upcoming MTG expanded universe or whatever. You gotta sell those toes. So they discovered that she was doing this because one of the co-workers, I guess, came back to the shelter and noticed that she was digging around the vomit and the shit for the toes. She reports it to the police, and this is when the police go to her apartment. And when they get there, she tells them, she points to one of her cabinets and she says,
Huh.
"Oh, they're suspended in clear liquid." She put the toes in a jar of formaldehyde.
Yeah, to
The-
preserve them.
Yeah, formaldehyde is like a substance that kind of preserves anything that you put in there,
Yeah.
right? So alongside the jar where she kept the toes was another jar where she kept a alligator's paw. Is that what they have? Or like alligator's leg? So there's the
Ridiculous.
alligator's leg in formaldehyde, the human toes in formaldehyde, and then another jar that has teeth in it. But the teeth, she says that are her children's like baby teeth. And it kind of brings up like a topic for me. Did your parents save your baby teeth when they fell
No,
out?
I don't remember that. No.
I think my parents did save my baby teeth. Because, you know, like when you're a kid, the thing to do when you lose some of your teeth is give it to the tooth fairy, right?
Yeah, Tooth Fairy.
And then they'll give you like money. But your parents are the tooth fairy.
Yeah, your parents are too.
Yeah. So she was saying, you know, those are my children's teeth. Like, it's not that weird for a parent to, you know, have teeth. But what was weird was having the toes of a man that died somewhere, right? And like their dog ate their toes and then regurgitated them. So yeah, so I'll make it quick. She got the toes because her daughter told her, hey, you could sell them, you could trade them. She was part of a group called the Bone Buddies, and the Bone Buddies were the Bone Buddies was a club of skeleton enthusiasts. So they collected like weird bones of animals or like of humans, and you can actually buy human skeletal remains online. Like there's a website that I've pulled up.
Crazy.
You just Google it.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah. So when they caught her, when they caught her, they could notice that she was really distraught for what she had done, and that she was expressing like very like she was expressing regret for what she did. She was saying that she was just curious and that she didn't mean any harm to, you know, desecrating the body of somebody else.
Yeah. She was just trying to make a buck.
Or she was trying to trade it for a shiny Charizard from Shining Fates.
Yeah, no, she wanted the Cheeto one.
The Cheetozard?
Yeah, the Cheetozard.
No, but if she was selling the toast for 400 USD, then she would
a lot of toes.
she would need like at least
Tell me she's a grave robber then. Yeah, you're right.
She would need at least 20 toes.
You're right. That's a lot of toes to need.
Yeah, she's not a grave robber though, because basically the grave came to her. She didn't actually go to like a cemetery and like dig up this guy's body. But yeah,
Took it out of vomit.
Yeah. Like, what I'm guessing happened was that she saw the toes in the vomit, and then she texted her daughter and was like, "Hey, can you look up human toes on eBay and check for the last one? Check for the last one sold." And the daughter was like, "The last one sold for like 400, 500." And then she was like, "Bet I'm gonna."
She was just telling her like, "Oh wow, you wouldn't believe the crazy thing that happened at work today." And her daughter was like, "You know, you can get money for those toes, for them toes."
So she rushed back to the shelter and she's like looking through the shit and vomit.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta find those fucking toes. That's money.
$400 right here. Yeah.
There's gold in this vomit.
Can't say I blame her though. Can't say I blame her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Being
And,
honest.
and I don't think there's an actual crime that they could accuse her of besides desecrating a corpse. So I think
Yeah.
she's the charges that she faces is that the desecration of a corpse.
Yeah.
She lost her
Thankfully,
she lost her job at the shelter.
of course.
And again, like I said, she expressed that she was extremely regretful towards the family of, you know, this guy.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, there's no easy way around it. Like, you know, she's awaiting trial at the moment. So, but yeah, that was, when did that happened? I think either like last week. No, it happened last month, February the 19th.
Okay.
Mhm.
So recent. This is like the most recent.
Yeah, it's
story
like
we've had.
it's like this year. Well, the airplane thing happened on the 14th, I think. So like 4 days ago.
Oh wow! So yeah.
Mhm.
So we've had the stories you said were for like from this year, pretty much.
Yeah, they were fresh. They were fresh. Like I said, I thought I was gonna have to like dig through fucking news to find some weird stuff, but this week alone has
Just
had
delivered.
and those were the ones that like I wanted to kind of do a deep dive into, but there was other stories that were you know, also really weird, but I didn't deep dive into them as much as these. Yeah, there you go. Feet for sale.
That's fair. Yeah,
Not exactly the whole foot, but part of it. Toes.
part of it. Yeah.
Toes.
Hey, 400 a tone. It gives me a good idea of what to charge for my feet pics, you know? I was gonna charge like 10-15 bucks, but like, damn, you're telling me I can get up in the hundreds?
Well, I mean,
That's crazy.
in the hundreds, it's for like the physical, like you actually
Yeah,
send
so
your
that
toes.
means I could charge like 100 per pic.
Well, let's see. You could charge
If
like
the toes are spread?
you could charge like 50 28 28 cents just to, you know, taxes or whatever.
Damn, you don't think my toes are worth more than 28 cents?
No, I said 50 $50.28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
$28. I thought you were saying 28 cents only. I was like,
No,
damn.
the fuck.
Thought my toes were worth more than that.
Especially if they're spread.
Yeah, if I tell you, I'm gonna buy those little things you put in between your toes to keep them spread when you paint them.
Some apple slices in there.
Yeah. Oh my God, not apples. Maybe if that's what they want, I'll pay me. If you pay me enough, I'll put whatever you want in between my toes.
Stop. I'm getting hungry.
Awful, man.
But yeah, those were the
Yeah.
those were the stories.
Those were our stories for today. Like I said, we are gonna wrap up with one like kind of fun, not so serious story.
Yeah.
Something cool we found on the internet. If you could get the video ready,
Oh yeah.
Ranjo, when you're good.
Let me pull them up.
Yeah. So basically, the gist of the story is real simple. Is that there's this 5th grader. She is a music composer, and she uses just these little like digitized apps to make music, like a little piano app to make music. And one of the most recent things she's made has really popped off on the internet, and it just sounds really cool and really amazing. And it's crazy to think that this is like a 5th grader composing this kind of music. And obviously we can only imagine her level of growth once she continues to grow and hopefully continues to pursue music.
Yeah, so
let's see if
this is like the music sheet that she came up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let
Hopefully
me
you guys can hear it.
mute the yeah, I can see myself fishing through vomit for somebody's toes to this.
Right? It just sounds so good. It's like
Yeah.
catchy. It's fast.
Let me bring up the other one. The other one you said is a
It's like actually from their account.
it's cool.
Yeah, and you can see like the little app, and it's a little bit louder.
It kind
If
of
you want to give it some more volume.
it kind of looks like Ableton. Is that like a
Yeah.
music program? How do I up the volume?
I'm not too sure.
Okay, I think I
But
got it.
actually, I'll drop the link for you guys in chat too, so you guys can go take a look. But yeah, I mean that one was it for that one. There's not really much to deep dive into this story. Just, I thought it was cool.
It's just a palette cleanser from.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice palette cleanser from the Toes and Hello Kitty and all that.
The toes.
Hello Kitty Toes. That's what we should have named this episode. Hello Kitty Toes.
Oh yeah, fuck.
We'll get better at it. We'll get better at naming these episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was good times.
So I told Cloud that I had a story that I wanted to end stream with. That was kind of like feel good. I didn't really do much research into it, but it was basically about this this old man. I believe he was 88. He passed away sometime this week, I want to say. Passed away at 88, passed away peacefully. I think he just, in bed. But this guy was a hero because they discovered that he had a antibody.
Antibody? Yeah.
Yeah. He had an antibody in his plasma that was very rare and that could be used to cure people from, certain sicknesses. Is that a word? Illnesses. And the most common people that this would show up on was like babies. So it was like an early on sickness or illness. And so
yeah, it was a very common, I wouldn't say it's common illness that was usually in newborns. Like in babies, you're just born with it, and it just happens. You just have it.
Yeah.
And
but his rare blood type and rare antibody helped these babies to survive this illness. And the article that I was reading said that he saved, in his entire lifetime, he saved 82 million babies.
Yeah. So what I have here on mine, so I'll just give you guys a bit more details. So his name was James Harrison, a man from Australian man, so a man from Australia.
Shout out.
Yeah, his nickname was Man with the Golden Arm because obviously he was.
Damn, that sounds sick.
So much blood. Right.
Man with the golden arm.
Yeah. So the rare antibody was called Anti-D, which was essential in preventing hemolytic disease in newborns. HDN is what it's called. So apparently it occurs when the mother is Rh negative, and they pass that on to the baby, and it's if you know Punnett squares, she would be Rh positive. And this basically means that the immune system attacks the baby's red blood cells.
Fuck.
So that's really bad.
So it's like
essentially it's like an autoimmune. Yeah, it's like an autoimmune disease.
Like a self-destruct.
Yeah. So Harrison began to donate blood in 1954 after he himself went under a life-saving surgery, and that's where they discovered that his blood had the anti-D antibodies. which could be used to create an injection to prevent HDN in pregnant women. So the these shots would go to the women. They would test positive for this, knowing that the baby would come out with it. I know you gave us a number, but apparently in the course of his life, he donated his blood over 1,100 times. The estimate I got is over 2.4 million babies.
2.4.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, from HDN, um, which is amazing to think that like this dude just happened to just have that, and then he was willing to come in and donate. You know, maybe like every month or whenever they needed to donate to save babies. And like Renzo said, sadly, the man with the golden arm did pass away March 2025. He was 88.
Shit. Yeah. Shout out. Mm, True hero. Real. He's goated. He's goated, bro. He's fucking goated. Forget
No, really,
LeBron.
the ghost.
Forget
Yeah,
LeBron and everything. This guy. What was his name again?
James Harrison, the man with the golden arm.
James, bro. James is a legend.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, like, just lucky to have, this rare antibody, right?
yeah, it's crazy. I hope I don't know. Like I hope they've saved a lot of his blood for it. Like hopefully.
Probably, or they even took it to research it and maybe
And
create
yeah, hopefully
like,
we create some sort of cure
yeah,
antidote. Or hopefully we gotta find another James Harrison out there,
maybe
man.
maybe in his family, maybe it's hereditary, maybe like,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's something they should definitely be looking into. Is his bloodline?
But you were saying, like, when I was telling you the story, you were telling me that you were watching a episode of Criminal
Yeah,
Minds.
I think it was Criminal Minds. Like I mentioned earlier, I really love a lot of these like
Mm.
crime dramas and all that. So it could have been Criminal Minds. It could have been SVU. It could have been White Collar. It could have
But
been
they had a
The
very similar
Rookie.
story, right?
But they had a story about a man who they discovered that he had a rare blood type that was used to save babies. And in the story, they had to ask this man for a donation of his blood to save somebody else, right? It wasn't a
Mhm,
baby. I think it was like saving one of the main characters.
mhm.
But this is how famous James Harrison was, is that he was already being written about
Yeah.
in TV shows.
Oh yeah,
Again, he started doing this since 1954.
1954. Yeah, way before we were born, before we
Yeah.
were even an idea.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was a chance that maybe James Harrison could have saved one of us as babies. Like
Right? Yeah.
like
Yeah.
2 million babies saved. Like
Yep.
that is insane.
Yeah.
2.4 million kids,
Yep.
little Bobbies saved. This is what like a real life superhero looks like.
Yeah.
This is what our in real life Superman look like. I
But
mean, I love the nickname, Man with the Golden Arm.
that's sick. That sounds like Tekken characters, like title name or something.
Yeah, like a monocle. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like, what did I want to say? Just a big shout out to James. Like, that's insane. That's such a cool story, and I'm glad that he passed away peacefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
His work here is done. So
Yeah, and he did a lot of work.
yeah, he did a lot of work, more work than any of us will do in our lifetime.
Yeah,
Um,
honestly.
yeah, but yeah, that was a really cool story. That was some hope core for y'all.
Yeah,
But
yeah, some whole some feel good vibes.
yeah,
Hopefully you guys enjoyed all our stories.
yeah.
It's
Thank
nice to
you.
see
Yeah,
familiar faces back like Novas, Shami.
thank you guys
Um,
again for stopping by.
yeah,
Second,
I think it was my first time meeting Iced Coffee, so thanks for Thanks for dropping
Yeah,
by.
iced coffee. You know what? We never got to the 50 million Starbucks settlement that that happened
Oh
recently too.
right,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot about that
Well,
story.
we'll
Yeah,
just go
maybe
through
we'll
it
bring
really
up next week.
quick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
This
ahead.
is somebody
You want me to do it?
or you could do it. You could do it.
Yeah. So basically, somebody went to Starbucks, ordered like four hot coffees,
4 large
and
Americanos.
yeah, and when they got handed the coffee, they grabbed it, and then apparently it fell on their lap. There's
Mm.
a video. You can see the
Burned
video
the
of this happening.
shit out of their nuts.
Yeah, burned like pretty bad burns. Um, sorry, can you guys hear that in the background?
A little bit. Is it somebody selling
Yeah,
elotes or something?
yeah,
Bro, I'm about to
it's
run
a
out right
tamale
now.
lady. She's selling tamales, bro.
Tamales? Oh
Yeah,
shit. Oh, we
tamales.
we gotta go, Chad. We gotta go.
But yeah, so he burned himself. He sued Starbucks and he won. And he won for $50 million.
You know how many
Imagine
toes you
that.
can buy with that?
Like, I think it's kind of messed up that he won that much. Like, look, I get it, but in the video, it looked like he dropped it on himself. Secondly, to get 50 million, like, I don't know, like, did he burn his balls off? Like, it has to be something like, I don't know, whatever. You know,
Did
GG
it?
to him, start a multi-billion dollar company. Um,
I don't know.
but yeah,
I think
they just go
I think he saw
off.
the future collab of Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy, and he was like, "Fuck, I gotta burn my nuts off at
Yeah,
Starbucks." It ties back. It ties back to the original start of the podcast. Hey, you gotta get
yeah,
that. You
yeah.
gotta you
They
gotta
gotta go get some on it.
you gotta get those collector boxes somehow,
Like, you
right?
gotta get that money somehow.
Burn your nuts off at Starbucks. So yeah, chat, we gave you guys a couple of options on how to make money. You can either sell your toes, skip the feet pics, just give them the whole feet. Burn your
Yeah,
balls off at Starbucks for $50 million.
or make a couple hundred with your feet.
Yeah, yeah. You want to escape the demons that are chasing you at home? Swallow some rosary beads. You'll get plus 10. What was it? Sacred strength or whatever.
Yeah,
Sacred defense.
armor,
Yeah,
spiritual
yeah.
armor.
Spiritual armor plus 10.
Yeah,
Swallow
plus
some
10.
rosary beads.
And
So you want to swallow.
never. Go ahead.
So you want to swallow at least 3 rosary beads for plus 30 spiritual armor.
And make sure to never, ever, ever buy a secondhand Hello Kitty plush from anywhere that is in a retail store.
Yeah. Check if it has a head inside first, because if it doesn't, then it's not worth buying. Plus 15 holy resistance.
Yeah.
That's what he thought. That's what the guy thought. He's like, oh fuck, I need to crack open. I need to drink a potion. I need to drink this rosary bead. Rosary
Yeah,
beads.
I need to throw these back.
I think it would have been easier if he shoved them up his ass than swallow them. I think they go in easier.
It probably would have felt better.
It would have felt better going in and
And easier coming out. Let me tell you what.
Like I said, like a chainsaw, like or like
Oh my God.
or like a
Like
lawnmower.
I clench. I
Yeah.
clench. Don't ever look. Tip number 500 of today. Don't ever pull them out like a chainsaw chain. You got to do it one at a time. You got to hear that little
Alright.
popping noise when you pull them out.
Or like a lawnmower. You know when people start a lawnmower, it's like
No, but there's already beats for that. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. But they're not. They don't give you plus 15 holy resistance.
Yeah, those are just regular beads. These
Yeah,
are
yeah.
magical beads.
You want to dip them in holy water first. Bye, chat.
Absolutely.
Dude, we were planning on a 2-hour stream, right? Less than 2 hours.
Yeah, we did. We hit 3 hours, huh?
No,
6, 7, 8, 3 hours.
no, we hit 2.5 hours.
Oh, two and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not
Cool.
bad. Like I said, we're wrapping up. Our goal for the future is to try to do this weekly.
Yeah.
It'll be about 2 hours, maybe hour and a half. If we go
We'll,
over,
we'll
we'll
try
go
to
over.
keep
But
it under.
yeah, we'll try to keep it under. We'll get more concise with our storytelling.
We're also
We'll strip
starting
some stuff
it.
out.
We're also starting at earlier time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking at 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. PST.
PST.
So hopefully you guys can join. Again, thank you
Yeah.
so much for everyone that showed up. It's always nice to see you guys here. We are gonna wrap up. So I'm gonna head on out.
Yep.
Renjo,
Go
I'm
get some
assuming you're
food.
shutting down the stream. Yeah.
Go wash
You guys
your
go enjoy dinner.
ass. I gotta go wash
Yeah.
my ass. Like, dude, I haven't showered
do.
since last night. Yeah.
Please go. All right.
All right,
So,
guys.
Yeah, go ahead. Close it out. Close it out, buddy.
All right, Cloud. Thanks again for joining. We'll come back next week. I will try to go visit the hatred idol this week, and I'll report back to you guys if I feel anything, whatever. And we'll be back with some weird stories. And yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Cloud.
Yeah, thank you too, man. You guys have a good night.
Shout out Rosary Beads. Night. Good night.